If you know me personally, or if you're just at all familiar with my channel, you know that I am a huge fan of the Star Wars prequels. Hell, my next defense review is of Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith will shortly follow. If I did a top 100 favorite movies of all time list, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith would both be in the top 20. But if people hate these movies, that's fine! As long as you don't blatantly lie about things or be hypocritical about your points, then I'm perfectly fine with you saying that these movies are bad. But unfortunately, some people can't be objective about these things. This brings me to the subject of today, Jenny Nicholson. For those of you who don't know, Jenny Nicholson is a respected nerd personality, critic, and vlogger on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. She's very popular, but the only reason that I know about her is because my favorite troll, Future X and DC Comic Zone, did a video ridiculing her.
Talented, bitter Marvel witch. Marvel sucks and you're compensating from never getting laid, Jenny Nicholson. And you're just butthurt about it.
I'm not going to be doing any of that. I don't think that that kind of language and name-calling has any place in a respectable debate. But what I am going to be doing is responding to a video of hers, the problem with Padme. If you don't know, Padme is actually one of my favorite fictional characters. My number one favorite will always be Miss Pamela Isley of Gotham City, but Padme is still probably in my top 10, maybe top 5. But as I said earlier, I can totally respect your opinion if you don't like the character, if you bring up good reasons, if you tell the truth, and if you're not hypocritical. And my god, Jenny is none of those things in this video. And if you think that I'm just being a butthurt fanboy, or that I'm just being another troll, let's examine this video together, and I will try to be as civil as I possibly can watching it. Okay, go.
Number 1. Who the heck is Padme? Like, really? Does she have any hobbies? Do we see her do anything? Or friends? She seems like kind of sad when her decoys die, I guess. Sometimes she talks to Obi-Wan, but it's usually just about Anakin, so I'm not sure that counts.
Padme is a stoic, overly professional politician. She doesn't have much time for play or romance or friends, which is why she seems to like Little Annie so much in episode 1. We don't see her with friends or doing anything personal because A, it's established that she's much more professional than personal, and B, the films are mostly focused on Anakin, which means sacrificing screen time for many other characters, including Padme, Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, etc. She's not being sacrificed screen time because she's a woman, she's being sacrificed screen time because she's a side character. She becomes less stoic and professional and more extroverted and emotional over the course of the 3 movies. But again, focus of the trilogy is Anakin, not her. But, that said, I do have a question for you, Miss Nicholson. Who the heck is Leia in the original trilogy? We don't see her do anything beyond, shoot a blaster and be flirted on by Han, but that's okay, because originals and, not prequels.
Number 2. Her main purpose is to have a relationship with Anakin.
She's not only there to have a relationship with Anakin, Jenny. She's an integral piece in destroying the blockade on her home planet in episode 1, and I'd even argue she's the protagonist of that movie. She's the one who motivates Anakin to actually save Obi-Wan in episode 2, not to mention she's the only person he can really count on emotionally after the death of his mother, and is the catalyst behind his turn in episode 3.
And it doesn't make any sense for her to have a relationship with Anakin. Here's the thing. Anakin is already fighting an uphill battle. When he meets Padme, he's a little kid. So you'd think when she sees him again and he acts surly...
What? He didn't act surly. He was constantly complimenting her the whole movie, emotionally supported her tough decisions, amused her with force tricks, played with her in the open field. Why did he act surly?
And cries.
Because his mom was just tortured to death and died in his arms? Good to know that if your crush and best friend just had everything in life snatched away from him, his entire family and everything he's got going for him in life just completely destroyed, taken away, and he cries, you would find that unattractive, unjustified, and childish because of his age. What a stand-up gal!
Throws tantrums.
Again. Mother. Tortured to death. You kinda get a free pass to throw a tantrum when that shit happens.
Gets angry, breaks all the rules to try to impress her.
When did he do that? The answer is never. He tells Obi-Wan that they should find out who Padme's would-be assassin is, which I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do when someone you love is almost killed, and backtalks when he disagrees. That's pretty much it. Even that's a stretch.
Murders people.
He killed Tusken Raiders, who were described as animals even in your precious original trilogy by Ben Kenobi. What he did was akin to slaughtering a family of bears after one ate your mother alive. Cruel? Yes. Justified? Absolutely not. But certainly understandable. I call it the Haitian Revolution clause.
That would just encourage her to see him as a little kid. From Padme's side, it makes no sense.
To answer your question, Padme fell for Anakin because well, he was incredibly kind to her. As I said earlier, he saved her life, complimented her frequently, emotionally supported her when she was scared or unsure of herself, comforted her and allowed her to de-stress, showed loyalty to her, made her laugh. Add to that they were already friends, Anakin's good looking, and probably the most passionate, sincere, and deep lover in the galaxy. I can absolutely see why she fell in love with him. I have a question for you though. What was Leia's purpose in the original trilogy? She does nothing proactive or constructive to the story or characters beyond craving Han's dick in Empire Strikes Back in all 6 movies. And furthermore, what reason does Leia have to love Han? Han actually breaks the rules to impress Leia, not to mention basically bullies her into eventually loving him. But apparently, that's cool because originals and not prequels.
Number 3, she's very stupid.
You literally go on to back up that claim with nothing. Nothing! No, I'm not gonna put that segment in this video because it's already lay enough as it is, but you can go to her bullshit video right now and you will see that she backs up that point with absolutely no evidence. She just says, oh, it's blatantly obvious that she's stupid because Anakin's totally evil in episode 2 and 3, like, for reals, yo, totes believe me.
Believe me. Oh, believe me.
And moved on with nothing to back up that complaint. It was just a nice buzzword that you threw in to grab attention. It just goes to show how people will accept any bullshit accusations thrown at these movies without even a little bit of critical thinking. You don't need things like facts or evidence to back up your points about why these films are bad. Just throw and hurl every single insult and accusation under the sun at these movies and people will buy it because it's bandwagon hate.
Number 4, she's weak. I see a lot of posts on Tumblr where someone will say like, I want Padme's Force Ghost to show up in episode 8 and kick Kylo Ren's butt. There's like 20,000 reblogs. Everyone underneath in the notes is like, yes, girl, slay. And like, well, sorry, but canonically she wouldn't do that. So there's a scene in episode 3 where Padme is talking to Anakin for the first time after finding out that he murdered a bunch of children and all of their mutual allies. And she goes up to him and she's like, what's going on? And he starts raving about how he's going to take over the universe and he's paranoid that she's going to turn against him. Now it seems like a normal person or someone with like a forceful personality would get angry. Like, even if they're a really, really nice lady. Like, angry that Anakin killed all those children? Or that he dare question her loyalty to him after all the really weird and crazy stuff he did that she turned a blind eye to all along? Or that he decided to switch allegiances and make all these crazy life-altering decisions right when they're about to have a baby without even talking to her about it? Maybe take the opportunity to be like really critical of this person. Like, explain why they're being stupid and making terrible decisions. Probably yell at them. That would be a very human reaction. Padme, like, shakes her head a lot, and she says, Anakin, you're breaking my heart. And then she dies of sadness. So I'm just saying if there was a scene in episode 8 where Padme's Force Ghost showed up, she'd probably be like, Kylo, you're really, really hurting my feelings. And then Kylo would be like, who are you? And that would be the end of that scene.
Okay, number 1. First of all, we actually agree on something. I agree that Padme would not kick Kylo Ren's ass if she came back as a Force Ghost in the sequel trilogy. That would not happen. That is out of character for her. So, it took you mountains and mountains of bullshit to get there, but you finally made a good point. Round of a fucking applause. But you immediately butcher it right after by calling Padme weak for not reacting the way you wanted her to Anakin's insanity. She's not weak for not getting pissed at Anakin. She's blinded by her emotions. This being the main fucking theme of the trilogy! Calling her weak for her reaction is just mean-spirited. Luke didn't get angry at Vader in Return of the Jedi until he threatened to turn Leia. Is Luke weak? No, because originals!
I mean, Padme's such a blank slate that if you want to make yourself like her, you can kind of just project whatever you want onto her.
Fuck off! If I wanted to be lied and condescended to about the things that I loved, I'd just talk to my stepdad. For those of you who didn't catch that, what Jenny is basically saying is that if you got any value out of this character, if you got any emotional value at all, you are wrong. What she is telling you is that that is a fake response and any value you got is completely invalid. What she is basically telling you is that your opinion doesn't matter. Jenny Nicholson, if you're watching this, if you hate Padme Amidala, that's fine. But don't lie, don't misconstrue facts, and don't give Leia a pass for doing the exact same shit that you claim Padme did in the prequels. Honestly, this really feels like a case of projection where you're projecting Leia's flaws onto Padme. You can't criticize Leia. You can't criticize anything in the original trilogy. So instead of criticizing something from your precious original trilogy, you project Leia's failures as a character onto Padme. This video got over 200,000 views and over 6,000 likes based entirely on lies, hypocrisy, and projection. If you agree that Jenny's video was a piece of shit and are headed to her comments, I implore you, please be civil. Jenny gets enough trolls and haters as it is. Yeah, this was a shitty video, but everyone makes a shitty video once in a while. Hell, I know I've made countless shitty videos. And to Jenny, please don't take this personally. You can love or hate whatever characters you want. Just don't lie about things and be a hypocrite. I look forward to that problem with Leia video you're never gonna make.